Daytime high is approaching 36. Hear weather twice an hour or online anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com. Currently, it's 40.
Life is uncertain. Stop in and see me, State Farm Agent Jason France, on the west side of the Clinton Square, or click our icon at DeWittDailyNews.com and see how our full lineup of State Farm insurance and financial services can help protect your family.
Local farm broadcaster Jared White covers the local agriculture news you need to know. Hear his reports by downloading the free WHOW mobile app.
Getting your pet's needed medications is easy with Covenant Animal Clinic in Clinton.
Yes, very convenient, especially because I live in Bloomington. It always gets delivered right to your door.
I've used the online pharmacy. It's so easy.
Click the Covenant Animal Clinic icon at DeWittDailyNews.com to learn more.
By leveraging sustainable carbon management solutions like Navigator CO2's Heartland Greenway, ethanol facilities can make substantial progress toward carbon reduction objectives. Learn more on how they're partnering with ethanol producers across the Corn Belt. Click their icon at IllinoisFarmRadio.com.
Hear Clinton Maroon live play-by-play this season on WHOW, the big 1520 daytime, 92.3 FM in DeWitt County and 106.5 in Bloomington Normal all the time. Plus, streamed at DeWittDailyNews.com on the WHOW mobile app. Plus, hear a best of Clinton sports broadcast Saturday mornings at 10. All brought to you by Baum Chevy Buick, Clinton Community YMCA, Covenant Animal Clinic, and Jason France, your State Farm insurance agent in Clinton.
News time is 7 minutes after 8 o'clock on this Friday. Top of the morning from the newsroom of Regional Radio and DeWittDailyNews.com. I'm Seth Lawrence with this expanded local newscast streaming to Facebook and YouTube. Brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agent in Clinton. Encore Developmental Services recently learned its facility east of Clinton is going to need improvements that will not only be costly but physically comprehensive. On the WHOW Morning Show Thursday, Executive Director Stephanie Kuntz told Regional Radio they are engaging with architects about what could be next for the facility.
So, the first part was really unpacking that, and it was like, what are we facing here? Because there were 16 fails on that inspection report. And so it was figuring out what it was and what it meant for Encore and how, because my first, and I am just a person, I'm just going to throw it out there. We're a nonprofit. And so everything is public knowledge. And so I just, that's just the way I do things. I keep completely transparent with what's going on with us, with my staff and with the public too, if you have questions. So it was, are we going to survive this? Once again, I feel like, are we going to survive this? So then, I started looking at it more and I started, they said to contact architects. So I reached out to some people in the community. I went on Google and just, went, here are some architects in the area trying to keep it local. I have 2 architects right now that I have some plans from that I'm have just submitted the second one's ideas to my board. One that was actually the hospital recommended, someone they've worked with that's familiar that is local. And then there's somebody else that he is originally from Decatur. So some people that have ideas and some experience with this kind of thing, but nobody really does. And even I contacted several architects out there, just, sending the information, getting them, because we need to know, because they said you have to go through an architect. That's what the fire marshal said, specifically use an architect, because if you make changes, we come back in, you'll have spent this money for nothing unless you use someone to be consulting with us.
Once the initial shock of needing to make improvements subsided, Kuntz decided she would look at this as an opportunity for Encore to improve its facilities and improve its services.
And with that, I'm trying to, personally, after my first, oh my goodness, I'm trying to look at this as an opportunity for Encore, and our spaces are horrible. I mean, we are converted to the best as we can build, can do. We have tried our best to convert this old, I don't even know when it was originally built. I'm going to do that research. And probably it would be 50s or 60s, right? Sale barn, and to make it work for us. At this point, we really are running out of spaces for our services. We are maxed. So how can we make this better? The spaces are not pretty. They are functional. How do we make certain, but that's fine with me. It doesn't have to be pretty. It doesn't have to be fancy and all the cool stuff. I just want to serve more people the best that we can, with help them live their lives. So how can we change this? How can we make this an opportunity?
In the meantime, Kuntz is keeping in touch with the Encore board and letting the architects they have hired help them. She feels the architects have been excellent in giving them feasible options. Kuntz has to give a report to the Department of Human Services each week, and as of now, they do not have a hard deadline for their improvements. Veterans are invited to Little Galilee Christian Camp tonight for a special Veterans Day celebration. Max Aper is the program director of the camp and indicates they will have some pulled pork available for veterans as well as a special guest speaker.
Coming this Friday, we're trying something new, and I'm really excited to offer this to our veterans of the area, pretty much of the listening area, Seth. But just a appreciation dinner for these guys where we can come out. IGA's supplying a bunch of pulled pork that I'm really excited to be cooking here in the next couple days. Cool. And then we've got Texas Roadhouse that's generously bringing some sides and stuff like that. And just the rest of the community has stepped up in a lot of different ways. It's been really, really cool to see, to just appreciate our veterans. That's going to be Friday, and that's going to be from 6 p.m. to 9 is when we'll be kicking everybody out. Okay. It won't last until 9. It'll be like a social hour there at the end. We've got a lot of older veterans that are planning on coming, so I'm anticipating some leaving, but we've got a program from about 6 to 8:30. Okay, is how long that'll go.
The event again is at Little Galilee tonight from 6 to 9 p.m. Battlecross Crusaders is hosting a special Veterans Day night presentation. Jeff Morlock with Battlecross Crusaders says the event is from 6 to 9 at Circle South in Clinton. He says they'll have a couple of guest speakers and special presentations for local veterans.
Well, we got a special event to honor our local vets. We have 5 Quilt of Valors that we'll be presenting to local vets. We also have a gentleman that was involved in 3 Apollo splashdowns. He's a Vietnam veteran. He's going to give a talk of what he witnessed. And we also have a World War II and Korea veteran, originally from Clinton. He flew back from California to attend the event, but we had a song written about his life story by a World War II and Korea veteran's granddaughter, and she is going to play the song for him at the event, and he doesn't have any idea we're doing it. We'll also be playing a video to Dave Hernard, which was brought out there. We had a song written about his story, and then I put it to video with some pictures his family sent me. And it's a very, very nice tribute video for him. And then in closing, we have a former Tomb Guard from the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier giving a presentation. It's Circle South, and got to thank them, Trish at Circle South, for letting us in there. It's going to be 6 to 9 tomorrow night. Doors will open at 5:30. We'll have some free giveaways for veterans that some people have donated. A lot of generous donors. Jay Peterson had just several DeWitt Savings Bank. Several people donated some items. We got several things. You can take a picture in front of some murals with your family, with some of the other veterans. Just got a lot of neat stuff lined up.
The event, again, is open to all veterans and 2 guests. Doors open for the event at 5:30. Veterans eat free. Extra guests are $12. Get more information by finding the Battlecross Crusaders Facebook page. The morning show streams to Facebook and YouTube, brought to you by Peterson Insurance, your Pekin Insurance agents in Clinton. Coming up on 7:30, a look at local sports on the way. Get the latest in local news anytime from your computer or mobile device at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Your own home without the maintenance. If you're 55 or better, a beautiful Liberty Village villa could be yours. This is Erin, and I invite you to come take a tour of our move-in ready villa. Click the Liberty Village icon at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Simply the finest. DeWittDailyNews.com is the area's leading local news source 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Get the latest local news, obituaries, police blotter, weather forecast, and more with no paywall. Head to DeWittDailyNews.com to get the local information you need to know.
Well, the flu season is here again, and our Warner Hospital and Health Services walk-in clinic inside our family medicine clinic is ready to treat you. CEO Paul Scowen here, reminding you when you suffer from all those symptoms that are caused by flu-like fever, headache, congestion, and that blah feeling, come to us. No appointment, no problem at the Warner Hospital walk-in clinic. Get here and get feeling better. Just another way we provide quality care close to home.
Time now for a look at sports. I'm Seth Lawrence with this report. The high school football playoffs roll on this weekend with quarterfinal matchups starting in Class 1A in Central Illinois. Ridgeview takes on Tuscola tomorrow afternoon at 1. In Class 2A, Decatur St. Teresa battles Pana at 1 o'clock, and Maroa Forsyth travels to Taylor Ridge Rockridge for a 2 o'clock kickoff. Class 3A high school football playoff matchups. Prairie Central plays host to Tolono Unity at 2 o'clock, and Williamsville battles Olympia at 2 o'clock. In Class 4A, Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin takes on Murfreesboro at 2. And in Class 5A, Peoria High travels to Mascoutah for a 3 o'clock kick, while Mahomet Seymour travels to Morris for a 4 o'clock kickoff. The Illinois Fighting Illini host Purdue Saturday at Memorial Stadium with a chance to lock up the Big Ten West on the WHOW Morning Show Thursday. Bob Asmussen with IlliniHQ.com and the Champaign News-Gazette told Regional Radio both these teams will be looking to bounce back from poor showings last Saturday.
Well, if Illinois wants to win the Big Ten West, beating Purdue this week is critical because if they lose the game, you're looking at maybe a 4 or 5, 6-way tie in the West. That's something Illinois, then they need some help to win the title. So, yeah, I think they definitely, this is a must-win. I would say maybe the most important game in the last few years, certainly. I mean, maybe going back to 19 when Illinois beat Michigan State up there. It's probably the most important game since then. So I think there's a lot of things riding on this game. I do think Illinois will bounce back, play better. But I also think Purdue is coming off a total clunker against Iowa at home. Team they were never in the game. They never had a chance to win the game. I also think they will bounce back. I know they're better than they played against Iowa. So I think they'll bounce back. So you have two teams trying to prove themselves this week. So kind of, where's the motion yet? Where's the performance at? The weather's not going to be an issue in terms of wind, I don't think. It's going to be a little cold, but that's okay. So I think we're going to have two teams really going at it. I think we could be looking at a really great game in terms of back and forth and late touchdown wins the game. And I think Illinois will put the game out, but I think it's not going to be easy.
A pass-heavy Boilermakers offense faces a much-improved Illinois secondary and a pass rush that has been much better in 2022. Illinois ranks first in pass defense in yards per game and scoring defense, allowing just short of 10.5 points per game.
Well, they pass the ball all over the place. And they've got Charlie Jones from Iowa. Trent from Iowa having a monster year, probably an All-American year, honestly, for him. And they've got a quarterback that's really good. Aiden O'Connell was an Illinois kid. Illinois could have recruited him, but he's there, playing really well, one of the best players and the really best quarterbacks in the country. That you're going to see on Sundays, I think, in the future. He's that guy. And so the great languages from the long line is really good to do quarterback. That, there's guy after guy after guy. He's the latest one. So they're going to be hard to stop on the pass, but that seems to be a strength of them. They've got a great quarterback right now, Devin Witherspoon, playing at a high level. Sidney Brown playing at a high level. So I think Illinois, if they're healthier, they'll have a good chance to slow down Purdue's passing attack. And Purdue is running better than in the past, but still not like what they need to be. They're not balanced. Their tendency is pass first, pass second, pass third, and maybe pass fourth. So I think you'll have to see Illinois going to slow down O'Connell a little bit, maybe get him in third and long situations, get after him in backfield, get some sacks against him, and disrupt his game. Because he can be a guy. If you let him sit back and throw the ball, he's going to pick you apart. He's going to complete pass after pass after pass, and he gets kind of frustrated. So I think Illinois is going to do what they can to avoid that.
Costly turnovers and empty red zone trips cost the Illini in their 23-15 loss to Michigan State at home last week. Losses at Wisconsin and to Iowa in back-to-back weeks have put the Boilermakers in a position where they must win to keep their division title hopes within reach. If Illinois wins Saturday, it would clinch the division with a win over either Michigan or Northwestern. Illinois already holds tiebreakers over Wisconsin, Iowa, and Minnesota. With just 2 games remaining in the regular season, Illinois State finds itself with a chance at the FCS playoffs, but a big roadblock sits in their way in the form of top-ranked South Dakota State on the road this weekend. The 5-4 Redbirds will need an upset win over the Jackrabbits to keep those playoff hopes alive heading into the final week of the regular season when ISU takes on in-state rival Western Illinois in the finale. The Jackrabbits tied a school record with their 9th straight victory to go to 9-1 overall and 7-0 in the Valley with a thrilling win at Northern Iowa last week, rather. With a win, South Dakota State would receive the Missouri Valley's automatic berth into the FCS playoffs. Hunter Dustman booted a 26-yard field goal with no time left on the clock to lift the top-ranked Jackrabbits to a 31-28 win over Northern Iowa last Saturday. Redshirt freshman quarterback Tommy Rittenhouse got his first start behind center for ISU and nearly led them to victory over Youngstown State. Starting in place of the injured Zach Annexted, Rittenhouse finished the game with 103 yards passing on 7 completions in extremely windy conditions at Hancock Stadium, and also scored the Redbirds' only 2 touchdowns of the game. The Redbirds ranked 5th in the country in passing yards allowed with 172.8 yards per game, which also ranked 2nd in the Valley behind North Dakota State. That group also has aided in ISU ranking 14th in the country in total defense, allowing just 311.7 yards per game, and number 15 in scoring defense at 20 points per game to opponents so far this season. Game time is 2 o'clock from Dana J. Dykhouse Stadium in Brookings, South Dakota. Eastern Illinois will be playing its final home game of the 2022 season on Saturday as the Panthers host their 2nd nationally ranked team at O'Brien Field this season. They'll host Ohio Valley Conference leader Southeast Missouri, ranked 19th this week. In the FCS polls, Dom Schaffner made his first collegiate start Saturday at McNeese and produced a large chunk of the Panthers' offensive numbers. He ran for a team-high 78 yards and threw for 187. He had touchdown passes to Jay Valee and Justin Bowick. Now he has 4 touchdown passes this season on 299 yards passing. Game time is 2 p.m. Saturday. Hear the action starting at 1:30 on WHOW and all its digital platforms. Luke Kasabuki and Malachi Poindexter each hit 2 clutch free throws in the final 15 seconds to earn Illinois State a 54-49 win over Eastern Illinois Thursday. Kasabuki finished with 16 points and went 4 for 7 from 3-point range and 4 of 4 from the foul line for the Redbirds. Poindexter was 3 of 8 shooting, including 1 of 4 from distance, and went 4 of 4 from the foul line to add 11 points. Joe Patrikis recorded 10 points and was 4 of 10 shooting. The Panthers dropped to 0-2 and were led by Kenyon Hodges, who finished with 14. Eastern Illinois also got 8 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 steals from Yakima Rose Jr. Nick Ellington finished with 8 points. Illinois State plays Saturday against Northwestern State on the road. Eastern Illinois visits Central Michigan. The 3-6 Chicago Bears come in with 5 losses in their last 6 games, but the big story is Justin Fields' improvement. He's making a case he just might be the one to nail down a position that has historically been a weak spot for one of the NFL's founding franchises. He has had already strung together several encouraging performances in a row, and then came the game against Miami last week. Though the Bears lost 35-32, Fields put on a show, running for 178 yards. It was the highest rushing total for an NFL quarterback in a regular season game since at least 1940, but there was more. Fields also became the first player since at least 1950 with 150 yards rushing and 3 touchdowns passing in a game. In the past 5 weeks, he's thrown for 851 yards, completing 76 of 120 passes with 8 touchdowns and 2 picks. He also ran for 455 yards and 3 touchdowns in that span. Fields leads the Bears in rushing with 602 yards and is averaging 6.6 yards per attempt, only Lamar Jackson is running for more yards per carry. The 2-6 Lions, meanwhile, had lost 5 in a row before beating Green Bay 15-9 last week. They intercepted Aaron Rodgers 3 times and hung on when he threw an interception on 4th down at the Detroit 17 in the final minute. Even so, the Lions are in a familiar spot. They are last in the NFC North and on course to finish with a losing record for the 18th time in 22 seasons. Game time is noon on Sunday. Circumstances surrounding Dallas Cowboys coach Mike McCarthy's return to Lambeau Field to face his former team are quite a bit different than expected. Initially, it was shaping up as a midseason matchup between two teams with high expectations after reaching the playoffs a year earlier. While the 6-2 Cowboys have held up their end of the bargain, the 3-6 Packers have dropped 5 straight for the first time since 2008. The Packers are dealing with multiple injuries as they attempt to spoil McCarthy's return Sunday and boost their fading postseason hopes. McCarthy took over as Green Bay's coach in 2005 and posted a 125, 77-2 record before getting fired late in the 2018 season. He led the Packers to their most recent Super Bowl title in the 2010 season. A road near Lambeau Field is named Mike McCarthy Way. The coach got emotional this week while discussing his favorite memories from Green Bay, noting how special the game will be for his family. But he also wants to make sure none of those factors affect his team's focus. Quarterback Aaron Rodgers, who earned 2 of his 4 MVP awards while playing for McCarthy, says he appreciates the way his former coach has shown his sentimental side in the days leading up to the matchup. Green Bay is scoring just 17 points per game to rank 27th in the NFL as the Packers struggle without departed 2-time All-Pro receiver Devontae Adams. Rodgers and Adams had a knack for improvising to get big gains. Game time is 3:25 Sunday afternoon. Cal Rosen had a goal and an assist as the St. Louis Blues ended an 8-game losing streak, the longest in franchise history, with a 5-3 win over the San Jose Sharks on Thursday night. Rosen's first goal of the season broke a 3-all tie midway through the third period. Noel Accaria had an empty netter. Torrey Krug, Jordan Kyrou, and Brandon Saad also scored for the Blues, who had gone 4 straight games with 2 goals or less. Jordan Binnington had 27 saves as St. Louis won for the first time since October 22nd. St. Louis has won 6 straight against the Sharks and has points in the last 8 meetings. Timo Meier, Thomas Hertl, and Logan Coder scored for the Sharks, who have lost 5 in a row. Capo Kanin had 28 saves. The Blues are at Vegas on Saturday night. Kevin Fiala scored with 1.4 seconds left in overtime. Jonathan Quick had 31 saves, and the LA Kings beat the Chicago Blackhawks 2-1 Thursday night. Fiala scored into an empty net off a no-look pass from Philip Denault to give the Kings their 3rd straight win after scoring 4 or more goals in each of their first 7 wins. LA knew it would have to get to better on defense to establish more sustainable success. This performance on the heels of a 1-0 victory over Minnesota Tuesday shows the Kings are getting closer to that goal. Taylor Radish scored on a power play. Peter Mrazek stopped 33 shots in his first start since injuring his groin October 22nd, but the Blackhawks lost for the 6th time in 7 games. Denault tied it at 1 early in the second period on a one-timer by Victor Arvidsson shortly after the Kings' power play expired. Denault had gone 8 games without a goal before netting his 5th of the season. Quick and Mrazek saved their best for last, making dueling spectacular saves. In the overtime, Quick had to deny close-range efforts from Caleb Jones and a dangerous shot from Philip Kurashev, while Denault blocked his follow-up before taking the puck over the other way to set up Fiala's winner. The Blackhawks conclude a 3-game road trip at Anaheim on Saturday. Get sports anytime at DeWittDailyNews.com.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Ace now offers free assembly and free delivery, so it's never been easier to get a great grill for your family, like a Weber gas grill, a Traeger wood pellet grill, or a Big Green Egg charcoal grill. Only at your neighborhood Ace. Around the block, what you need in stock with people who know their grills.
This is Brad from Gibson Age Hardware in Clinton, Illinois. Stop in to see us, The Helpful Place at 114 North Madison Street, Clinton.
See participating store for details.